Good morning. Good afternoon. How are we out there in internet land? I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm so happy you are here with me today. Thank you for joining me for creating this sacred space together, virtual sacred space. It doesn't really matter that we're not in person. Spirit doesn't care a thing about time or space. So I'm really happy that we're here and cultivating this together. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ingrid H. Turner. I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission, and we are a church, digital church, dedicated to living in partnership with Spirit and helping all who feel drawn to us to cultivate their own partnership with Spirit, to live in partnership with Spirit, to commune with Divine Spirit, and allow Spirit to move through this life with them. We do this through broadcasts like this. We do this through counseling, one-on-one sessions, and we have a school called the Bhava Ministry. And the Bhava Ministry is designed to help you hone in on your unique spiritual gifts and learn how to dismantle the blocks, the self-sabotaging behaviors, so that you can step fully into your power and bring your gifts out into the world. If you're interested in learning more about the services we offer and the way that you can connect with us, you can visit our website, bhavamission.org. That's in the description of the video. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you, have a session with you. Let us know. We're here. So, happy Lionsgate portal. Mother of God. Did anybody else have a hell of a week leading up to it? The energies leading up to it. I know that I did. It's been quite a bumpy little adventure for Ingrid over here. And we're going to talk more about this as I was tuning into this today, and to really the energy is peaking today. We're at the peak of the Lionsgate portal. What is the Lionsgate portal? For those of you who are not familiar, the Lionsgate portal is the sun in Leo matching up with the Sirius star. And this creates a really powerful, strong, energetic portal. This year, we also have the new moon in Leo. New moons are really good for setting your intentions, for burrowing and digging deep, and really setting your intention to birth at the full moon or down the line in your life. And you know, the stars have an impact. The celestial cosmic soup has an impact on our individual energetic makeup. And that, of course, really depends on where you are at individually, whether the astrological transits are going to have a really strong impact on you. If you're ready to be cleared out, to be cleaned out, to open up and expand to a new level, then this kind of thing is going to tear you apart a little bit. If you're not in a place where you're ready for that, or maybe you've already sort of done a lot of that processing and peeling, then the astrological transits won't have as much of an impact on you. It just depends on where we are, and there's no right or wrong or better or worse. For example, this Lionsgate portal tore me up. I am so grateful for it because I live in partnership with Spirit, and I'm really keen to open up more fully, more consciously, and more precisely to Divine Spirit. It feels really important to me. And I think it probably feels really important to you as well, because here you are listening to this broadcast, showing up for Spirit, for yourself, for your highest expression. Okay, before I go too much further, I want to remember to ground us in. Grounding is really important when we're opening up to Spirit, because today it's not just me opening up to Spirit to channel a message for you. It's you coming into the circle and opening up to Spirit, being activated by the energy and the intention of crack it open to Spirit, to receiving the message. I'm going to give you what I received today in the clearest, most precise way that I'm able to. But Spirit always moves through the lens of the receiver, of our experience, of our subconscious happenings. That's how it's going to bring it through. And so by its nature, it's going to be limited because it's coming through a physical experience, and our physical experience is a limited experience. So where you come in, my beauty, is you're going to open up to Spirit as well and receive this message, and receive it not just from me bringing it through, but Spirit's going to drop some goodies into you as well. Just drop it into your consciousness. And when that happens, I don't want you to be afraid to share it. I want you to leave your comments. I want you to leave your questions. I want you to leave your experiences. Get into this conversation, because when you join in with me and open up to Spirit, we expand on the message that much further. So when we're grounded in, we are able to stay rooted and open up to spirit, and whatever we bring through is of practical value. It's got to be of practical value. Woo is really fun. It's super fun to be dancing around in spirit, but unless you can bring it back, anchor it, ground it, and take it out and apply it to your life, it's useless to us in this physical experience. That's what we're here for, is the practicality. It's not sexy, but it's the way it is. Renee, hello, darling. Nice to see you. She says, me too. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I know, right? It's just the way it rolls. But here we are together. We are at the peak of this energy, and it's going to be, simmering down a little bit. And we have some things to talk about that I think is going to be really helpful to give us, those of us who've had a challenging time leading up to this. I have some really good perspective from Divine Spirit today that I'm going to share with you. But we're going to go ahead and ground in. And then I do want to give us an opportunity to open up the prayer pot. So what this means is this is your opportunity to share your prayers for yourself, for your people you love, for people you don't love. That's really important too. And for people, for your own yourself. If you're just like, I need to get in the pot, or I have a situation, or I have a challenge, pray for me. When we anchor that by typing it out, getting it outside of us, speaking it if you can while you speak it, as well as type it. And then all of us are going to read that prayer. We're going to set our intention behind that prayer. And can you just feel into how that is going to maximize, amplify the power of our prayer? Prayer pot is super powerful. Okay, and then we'll talk more about the Lions Gate. Apparently, I'm chatty today. I like to start my mornings in silence, and when I do that, when I only speak with, receive and listen, once I start talking, I can really get on a roll because I got a lot of pent up stuff. So bear with me. Okay, let's go ahead and ground in. Close your eyes with me. Let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your energy pool in your root chakra. Maybe it'll feel warm or tingly. And you'll just be aware that it's happening. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with divine source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and pull the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and push the energy down your legs and into your feet. Breathe in and hold the energy in your feet. Exhale and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core, and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pool again in the root chakra, and exhale into your root chakra. And I'd like to open up our prayers with a request from Divine Spirit that we are all able to receive today's message with joy and humor and practicality, to take the messages that come through myself and all of us who are participating today on this live video or later on the replay. They're able to take all of this and create something relatable, understandable, and practical, and take it out into our lives and apply it to our lives. and share spirit, share our living in partnership with spirit, with all who we come into contact with, to ooze divine essence, to breathe divine love, to live divine healing energy. Help us stay open to this process always, to live our lives as expansion, constantly expanding into our highest expression and bringing love out into the world, raising the consciousness of this planet, one beautiful lived experience at a time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to go ahead and invite you to share your prayers, my love. Praying for yourself, your loved ones, your not so loved ones, your your situations that are challenging, your situations that are awesome. Everything deserves a prayer. Oh, sweet Renee, dude, I just need some prayers. Yes, well, dudette, my dudette, I am praying for you. I'm praying that this cracking open process for you happens smoothly and you are able to stay present. And the more present you stay, the quicker it will happen, because darling, I can feel you. I can feel into you. You are cracking open to the next level, a layer of you. It's like this shell, this exoskeleton has just gotten ripped, and it's just this much, and it's getting and that's a really intense process. But oh my gosh, what is underneath it for you is amazing. Sherry, thank you for joining us live today. I'm so glad you were able to. I'm so grateful you're here. Erin, thank you for telling me I look amazing. It is amazing what makeup does for, it's like distressing what makeup does for a person in front of a camera on video or on pictures. It's just like, I didn't wear makeup for years and years and years. And then I sort of got into it after a photo shoot. I did a photo shoot last year, the first professional photo shoot, and Kim Fraser, did my makeup. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, this is not good. I looked like 10 years younger. Oh, here we go. It's a slippery slope, and sure enough. And so now I'm really enjoying putting on makeup and like changing my appearance and stuff, but it is pretty funny. It is pretty funny how much of a difference it makes. But thank you for that. There's amazing energy too, I'm sure. Kevin, prayers for those who are lost with overwhelming confusion and panic. Ken, I called you Kevin again. You're Ken Evans. And I just like blend those two things together when I'm going fast. So Ken, beautiful. What a beautiful prayer. Thank you so much for bringing that into our prayer pot, bringing that into the collective. And I join you in that. Prayers for peace and acceptance, and really backing up your prayer for people to get into acceptance of the moment and get into peace and get into clarity and trust in this moment and trust in themselves that they will know what to do, when to do it in the next moment as it comes. Confusion comes from trying to project out into the future, project out into what's going to happen. And, even those of us who are hella psychic do not know a whole lot of next steps. Spirit gives us kind of what's coming immediately. Life is for us to experience. Erin, praying for sobriety stays firm. Being a new mom of this magic baby. Erin, my prayer is with you that your sobriety stays firm. You are amazing. Okay, you are doing it. You are stepping into your own radical new paradigm. My prayer for you is your sobriety will stay firm. And I want you to know that prayer came. You posted that at 11:11 a.m. That's powerful. Okay, hugely powerful manifestation energy. And it's the Lionsgate portal. Darling, I feel like you got no worries. You can do the stay present, one moment at a time. And with the new baby, this beautiful magical being, congratulations, mama. I'm so happy for you. This new baby, let it help you, let it focus you. Birth yourself into this new world. Jessica, you want to get connected with my makeup person? I can do that for you, darling. She's great. She's really knowledgeable. All right, beauties. What a beautiful handful of prayers that we have coming out into our prayer pot. And, if you just keep them coming, feel free. I'm going to start talking about our message. And, you keep praying if you want to, keep throwing it out there. I love it. We'll see if we have time to come back and back that up. But even if I'm not able to back that up, know that when you leave that comment, that prayer that prayer is getting lots of energy behind it. We are so powerful. Humans are so powerful. we are it. We are the specialist of specials. Okay. We have God consciousness hanging out in our heart space, and we can birth that out anytime we want. All it takes is an intention, is the intention to birth that out. So don't forget your prayers in the morning. Okay. It's real important. Okay, let's talk about this spirit coming through with this game in the Lionsgate portal. So I was saying earlier, and a lot of us were agreeing that this week leading up to the Lionsgate was absolutely intense for a lot of us. Those of us who were really ready to hook in with the collective energies and let it shake some stuff up. And so it is... it's been fun, right? Personally, the way that I live my life, when I live my life in partnership with spirit, every experience of mine is an opportunity, every personal experience of mine is an opportunity to consciously open myself up a little wider to spirit, to get more precise in my understanding of spirit and the human experience and love. And so even the really challenging stuff, and I had some really challenging stuff come up. I dealt with a lot of rejection this week. I've never liked that. I dealt with a lot of projection. I never liked that. And some real, and some, what's the word I'm looking for? Conflict. I had conflict this week, and I was really, really busy. I was too busy. I had overscheduled myself. I said to somebody this morning, I texted one of our Bhava babes. We were texting, and I said, I just reached the end of me this week. It just reached the end of me. And so by the time Friday rolled around, I was done. There was nothing left, and I've sort of been there ever since. But this experience, I'm always tuning in with every experience, whether it's my high highs or my low lows, or anywhere in between. It's like, okay, how is this about? How am I learning and understanding more about me and my experience with God? And also, how can I learn more about the collective and the collective experience? If you followed me around for any amount of time, you know that my teachings are really around the human experience and how that links up with our God experience, with God consciousness. And this week was really cool. It was really a lot of loss that I experienced, a lot of letting go. I became very aware of my attachments. My ego attachments started to, grab hold of me. I started getting really, really wanting my partner to show up a certain way for me, like getting very attached to it, needing to show up a certain way for me. I did a launch this week with a new program that I am just on fire about, but my fire was snuffed out for a chunk of time this week because I became so attached to the way it was going to go and how it was going to show up and who was going to come and who was, all of that. And I became very aware that my joy in what I had was being snuffed out by my attachment. And I could feel, my body was tense. My chest was tense. I wasn't breathing deeply. And it's so interesting to me that I was dealing with all of this loss, just like every which way I turned, I was feeling rejected. Felt like I was losing relationships potentially. Felt like I was just not getting my needs met. I wasn't seen. By the end of the week, I was like ready to cry. I was just like, this is really hard. And yet, what I was reflecting on this morning, is the Lionsgate portal is about manifesting. It's about bringing it into us, bringing in what we need, powerfully opening ourselves to be a magnet for anything and everything that we could ever want. And I'm like, okay. And yet this week leading up to it has been one fuckery after another. I would say pardon my language, but it's who I am, and you guys know that. It's just been one after another, just one loss. And if it wasn't a physical loss, it felt like an emotional loss, or it felt like, it's just constant, this pulling. And it was really exhausting because I'm trying to stay lofty and spiritual. And we all know how well that works. So what came to me this morning is, what Spirit was saying to me, Lionsgate portal and this new moon energy and setting those intentions, super powerful for manifesting. But the thing about manifesting is before you manifest a damn thing, You have to let go. You have to surrender. You have to surrender in equal amounts to what you are attempting to manifest. So those of us, hands up, if you had a week like mine, where it was just like one after the other, just, oh my God, there's just so much intensity. There's like rejection and loss and attachments showing up and all this sort of getting churned up. If that was the experience that you had, that is because you need to surrender in equal amounts what it is you are attempting to manifest, what you have your goals set on. What have your goals been over last month, over this last year, the first 8 months of the year? Okay. For me, I have been really working on manifesting a lot. I've been working on, I run 2 businesses. Okay. I run the Bhava Spiritual Mission and I run my own Ingrid H. And I'm also the spiritual advisor at Corporate Hippie Connection. So I have 3 big gigs that I work on. And I have been working on manifesting through those different avenues a big life, a lot of stuff. And so for me, this was such a powerful week because it like mashed all of this surrender into 1 week leading up to the Lionsgate portal, opening that up. And this morning in my meditation, for the first time in a long time, I was able to relax, work with the energies. I was able to fully relax my body and just go, oh, thank you. Because I could see it. I could finally see it. Oh, thank you. Surrendering in is much equal to the what you are manifesting. And here's the other thing. Here's what's the game about it. Manifesting is fun. Spirit says we have a great time manifesting. Humans like to manifest. We like when we get shiny new things, whether that's like an internal shiny new thing or a physical or a relational. We love it. You know, we love that process of manifesting because we are God creator beings. We are in a dimension. We are in a realm that is designed for creating. That's all we do. Create. That's why we were given all this curiosity. You know, we're here to create. And so we love the manifesting process because, wow, I did it. I created it. But Spirit says what is even more potent is the releasing of what is no longer of value or brings you joy or makes you just go sky high with excitement. That is even more powerful. Everything you manifest, Spirit says, you will eventually release everything. This is where attachment comes in. We get so attached. To what we have already manifested, what we are trying to manifest. My launch, right? I want this and I want it this way. I want it to happen this way. I want this much and this many people. And it's just, oh, doesn't it kill it? Doesn't it kill the joy? I already manifested this incredible program and I just killed my enjoyment of it by getting so attached to what is going to happen with it, who's going to show up, how it's going to show up, how it's going to play out. Lame, right? My relationship, I've already manifested this relationship with this person. My partner is sweet. He is kind. He loves me. He is loving. He is who he is. And I am destroying my enjoyment in the moment with my partner because I am insisting that he show up in a way I think he ought to show up. The next day, when I sort of like got a little more grounded because I'd rested, I was like, you can't expect anybody to show up anyway. But what are you doing, Ingrid? What a waste of life. Enjoy what you got. Enjoy what's there. Enjoy the manifestation. As long as that manifestation is bringing you joy, it stays in your life. As soon as that manifestation stops bringing you joy, as soon as you start grasping it, like getting all attached to it, or it starts to become a burden, away it goes to make space for the next manifestation to show up in your life. Manifestation is easy, Spirit says. It's what you do all the time. You got to it's a catch and release game, though, Spirit says. It is a game. We take this shit really seriously. We take our manifestations really seriously because we identify with what we're manifesting. I need to manifest $1 million because that will make me valid. I need to manifest the perfect partner because that will make me valid. Well, guess what? That need to feed your ego identity through your manifestations means one of 2 things going to happen. It's going to keep it at bay, or you're going to manifest something weird. Like you're going to kind of get what you ask for, but what you ask for is not what you need. Whereas when you stay open in sweet non-attachment and recognize that it's a catch and release game and enjoy the power of something like the Lionsgate portal, because it's like, woo, big birthing period, fun. Let's do it. Fun. Catch it. Release it. Catch it. Release it. Spirit has been saying, really hammering on me recently, will you please let yourself be happy, human? You let yourself be happy. If we can stay in sweet non-attachment, sweet non-attachment, if we can stay in sweet non-attachment, that leads to a life filled with gratitude, because non-attachment opens up the manifestation process, which doesn't matter. It does not matter. What you are manifesting does not matter. It is only designed to bring you joy. That's it. So you can stay in non-attachment and delight in what shows up for you. Whatever shows up for you, what you're manifesting in the way that it manifests for you, that leads to a life of gratitude, and that leads to a happy life. All Spirit wants for us in this body is to learn how to love ourselves enough to let ourselves be happy. And so the manifestation game becomes this like putting it out here, putting it out here. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get this, I'll be happy. I need to manifest this. I need to make this happen. Do. It's all out here. And that's okay. Out here is part of the human experience. But when you make your identity out here, you become so attached to the way it shows up, to the way it looks, to the way it plays out. The thing that you have to know is your mind has no real concept of what's going to make you happy. And when we're manifesting from a thought place, it's doable. We can do that. We can think things into creation. I've done it. You've done it. But when we do that from that place of attachment, we delay it. And then when we finally get it, we have usually drawn in something so bastardized. Like it's such a narrow thing. It doesn't ultimately make us happy. And that's why we're always chasing our next desires, right? Well, maybe that'll make me happy. Well, maybe that'll make me happy. Instead, let's try this. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want to manifest? What's out here? What's out here? Let's feel it. Ooh, I need a new car. Ooh, I need a relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting what you want, because everything is designed to bring us joy. So how can you sink into opening yourself up, committing to releasing attachment, mental attachment, enjoy the feeling of what is showing up for you, and then allow that manifestation to show up in whatever way it wants to, just to bring you joy. It's just to bring you joy. And it's going to, as soon as it doesn't bring you joy, you're going to release it and open up space. So what have you been releasing this week? What's been yanked from you? For me, this week, even though it was painful and I didn't like it, and I was feeling very attached to the things that I described to you, at the end of the week, because I commit wholeheartedly, and I know you do too, we commit so fiercely to living in partnership with Spirit that we know everything is working in our favor, and every experience has the potential and possibility to open us up to more clarity, to more happiness, to more joy, to more love. So this week for me, what I was finally able to release after much kicking and fighting and gnashing my teeth, I was able to release, the big one was releasing the need to have other people show up in a certain way for me. Wasn't terribly conscious that I was doing that, but it showed up. And that's the beauty of our relationships, our personal relationships. They can give us so much. And once you do that, you need releasing the need for things to show up a certain way. And I forgot this with my launch as well. So these two big things came up. Releasing the need for something to show up a certain way so that I can actually enjoy what is in front of me. I can enjoy the creation process. I can enjoy the people in my life as they are. And that puts me back in my power and helps me choose more clearly what it is I want to experience. And from that place, I open up my energy for the divine to pull in everything from all the corners that's going to meet all of my needs, all of my joy needs. Let it be easy. So tell me how this feels to you. I've been talking a lot. I want to hear from you. Let's look at some comments. Ken, it's been weird. I was on a spiritual growth path, trying to accept, then everything went topsy-turvy, questioning what's going on, still working on manifesting, working. Yeah, it's the working. It's the working is it. Working is easy, is interesting. You know, humans like to work. We like to be doing things. We don't do well when we're idle. Like we don't do well if we don't have something to do. And yet, when we identify with what we are doing, we make ourselves unhappy in our doing. What do you think of that, Ken? So, enjoy, what can you? How can you do the doing and enjoy the doing? Let go of the attachment. Aaron, my addiction was all my ego, and I killed that. Well, Aaron, my love, I'm also I'm an alcoholic. I have been sober for 8 years now this summer. Woo woo! So it can absolutely be done. Yes, addiction is ego. Addiction is to me. I'm just going to talk on this for a few minutes because I think this is really valuable for all of us. The thing about addicts and alcoholics, people with a real addictive personality who have a tendency towards addiction, you have to understand that these are people with a huge opening to spirit. And that big old hole, that big old opening to spirit must be filled. It must be filled. And when we don't know how to fill it with spirit, and I'm talking about the spirit of God's love, God's grace, divine healing energy, bringing that through into the world, most people are never taught how to do that or understand that that is who they are and how they're wired. And so when we are unable, we don't know how to fill that big hole, that big space with God, we try and fill it with whatever we can. And it turns into an addiction because we get frenetic and we can't stop. So that addiction could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be shopping, could be sex. You know, for me, I have to watch my phone use. You rely on social media and everything. And that's a challenge because, you know, my work and you guys are on social media and I need and want to be connected. But there's definitely an avoidance that can happen. An addiction is avoidance of our pain, but it's also an attempt to fill ourselves with God's love through whatever we can get our hands on. So Aaron, in my experience and in the experience of every addict and alcoholic I have been able to work with and be partnered with and be in some kind of relationship with, if you keep your spiritual foundation strong, if you keep your connection to source energy strong, that is what will keep you sober. Remember that you are a powerful human. You are a powerful being. You are meant to be ragingly connected to God's source energy. And you have to have the discipline to stay connected to that, or the addiction will sideswipe you. And you got this. You absolutely got this because you have God. And that is my 100,000% belief. The reason that group programs work, recovery programs work, is because of source energy, because we are creating a new spiritual foundation for ourselves. And it is really important that we hold that foundation strong. I spent a year religiously going to AA meetings, and it was really good for me. It gave me my spiritual foundation back. It gave me community that was also committed to staying sober and who were also spiritual in their own right. And AA was kind of nice because it lets you like kind of pick and choose what you wanted to do with your spirituality. Once my spiritual foundation became really firm, I moved away from 12-step meetings and went to different kinds of spiritual groups and ultimately started my own spiritual community, my own spiritual path. And that has really worked for me. But I am not so proud that if I was having trouble and I was getting ready to start drinking again, knowing what that would do to my life, I would not hesitate to go back to 12-step programs. I would not hesitate to go find that community. I wouldn't hesitate. So beautiful, Ken. I also realized crown chakra opening, I think because it's hurting, and sacral chakra blocked. Yeah, there could be some tension when the crown chakra is opening. The crown chakra is our connection to divine source energy. That's how we channel, is by opening the crown chakra and letting it come in and letting it through. Sacral chakra being blocked is not surprising. Look at your relationship with, you know, your mama and the women in your life and growing up with the women in your life. The awareness of that block is really powerful because that means that you can that you're ready to unblock that, to open that, and follow your intuition, Ken. See who shows up in your life and what shows up in your life to give you give you the tools to clear out that energy. And remember how powerful your intention is. And also remember attachment. That's another important piece. When we're clearing our own energy and doing our own healing, becoming very, very attached to a certain thing, a certain way, and clearing certain, certain energies can actually backfire on us and hinder our healing process. So my problem child is my throat chakra. Always has been. I've always had a blocked throat chakra. In my astrology chart, I have Mercury opposite Saturn and Pluto and Mars. And it's like a bunch of nonsense, right? And people they project onto me that I'm like, rah, 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 whatever. But the truth is, I've had to really work on unblocking my throat chakra. And what I have found is, as I have worked with that, the more I have just let it be blocked when it needs to be blocked, the easier it is for me to circumvent that obstacle, to bring that down when it needs to be brought down. Sometimes there's a purpose for our blocks. Spirit says to me often, trust the blocks, trust the blocks. The blocks are there for a reason. If you're running into roadblock after roadblock, get into radical acceptance. And once you're in radical acceptance, like, okay, there it is. There's the block. My sacral is blocked. My throat chakra is blocked. That door is not opening for me. Getting into radical acceptance of what is gives you clarity so that you can see around, over, under, or through the obstacles that are showing up in your life. But you cannot have that clarity unless you are in acceptance of what is. And that does not mean rolling over and taking it. That does not mean giving up. That means getting fucking honest. Okay? All right, beautiful Lena. I'm so glad to see you on here, darling. I'm starting a new project and have intentionally released attachment to the outcome. Yay! I really just want to be present in it and enjoy the journey. This is different for me because I usually like to see everything in front of me with a very specific goal outcome. You me both, girl. This time around, I'm just going to have fun with it and not work so hard. Manifesting. Yes, you got it, babe. You got it, babe. Work, but don't make yourself crazy. That was another thing that I really learned this week is when I pack work into my schedule, I am unhappy. It's like what I was talking about, Ken. We were talking about that with your comment. It's like work is important. Humans like to work, but we need to work in a way that brings us joy, that makes us feel challenged, that makes us feel productive because we love those feelings. That's part of the manifestation process is the challenge and the working through it. And this is really fun. But one of the things that came to me, and I feel like you're really speaking to this, Lena, is like when you cultivate space, when you just work in a measured way and have fun with it and don't get too specific with it, life becomes that birthing, that manifesting, that creative energy becomes really fun. That's beautiful. Okay. Well, darlings, that feels pretty complete to me. And I feel really happy that you were here. And thank you for joining us. And thank you for creating this sacred space. As you're thinking and feeling and you want to come back and add more comments or bring more about this message, your perspective, this message, we welcome that. Please do. And remember, you're benefiting yourself, me, and anybody who comes in and reads this comment and listens to this broadcast, listens to this message is going to have a better understanding and, their own expression of this. It feels really good. So thank you so much. And once again, if you're interested in learning more about the Bhava Spiritual Mission, working with us in any capacity, visit our website, bhavamission.org. It's in the description of the video. And we counsel people. We do psychic reading sessions. We're all intuition based because intuition is the vehicle through which we connect with divine source energy. And we have a school to help you learn how to do this yourself. If you like what I'm doing and you're like, oh, I resonate with that, I want to do that. I have these moments of connecting and I've seen spirits and I know I have this in me. We teach you how to do that. We teach you how we give you a whole process and help you just really learn to trust yourself and take you through that. And we are open for new members at this time. So again, thank you so much. I adore you. I appreciate you. And I will see you again next week. Same time, same place. All right. You have an amazing rest of your day. Happy Lionsgate portal. Love yourself more. When you find yourself getting all attached, just remember it's a game. God says it's a game. We are meant to play and be happy and be in joy and be in gratitude. And attachment just chokes that out of us. And we don't need to do that to ourselves. That is a choice, my beautiful friends. Okay, have an amazing day. I love you so much.